Good evening, folks. Welcome to the 200th episode of Beer Rating with Sean Connors. I started this two and a half years ago. It started off as a beer advent calendar, and then it just went on from there. After that beer advent calendar, I started that January 1st. So, 200th episode. And for this episode, it's going to be much like my last one, where I'm going to play beer roulette. And what it is, basically a backlog of beer that I want to get rid of. So I'm going to do some extra episodes. I think I have probably 8, 9, 10 beer there, and my beer club is actually sending another box probably this week or early next week, so I got to get through the beers. So rush the beer roulette. Basically, I'm going to stick my hand in the beer box, whatever I get. That's what I'll do my review on. It's been a really warm day in Newfoundland today, so I was actually, thinking I really need a beer, so this gives me a reason. So, reach in. Oh, I'm grabbing a bottle. This one actually, this is a little bit different. I believe it's a black lager, and the beer club that I'm with, it's Craft Beers of Canada, but this one I believe is actually from Greece, so I don't know why they went outside of Canada for this particular beer, but I'm happy they did. And it's called Fixed Dark, and like I said, I believe it's Greece. I'll check in a second. As I mentioned, the beer box with my beer comes a little newsletter telling me about each beer and possibly the brewery. It says 1864, so I'm assuming that's when the brewery started. It's a lager beer, and it's all in Greece, so I have no idea what they're saying. The ingredients are in English. It just says water, barley malt, hops, yeast. 5.2% alcohol. So see if I got anything here. This is called Fix Hellas from Greece. It says Ionis, I-O-N-N-I-S. It says Ionis Fix returned to Greece from Munich in 1850 when Greece was trying to recover after its liberation from the Turks. Ionis settled in Heracline and started producing beer for the many Bavarian officers that had moved to Greece during that period. Thus, Ionis Fix started making the first beer in Greece. Throughout the next decade, Fix beer garnered much popularity among the Greeks. Expansion of the brewery followed as the company enjoyed great success and loyalty in the country. The love for Fix beer in the years that followed grew so much that it could not be kept solely for the Greeks. The Fix Hellas brand has since reached consumers abroad and is beloved in many parts of the world. Hopefully this will be one of them. So that's about the brewery. The beer itself says Fix Dark Hellas 5.2. Says the smooth body and full flavor of this offering makes this an extremely satisfying beer. From its rich and creamy tan head to its enticing aromas and flavors of caramel, ripe fruit, and toasted malt on the palate is sure to win you over. I hope so. I'm going to give my glass a quick cold water rinse as per usual. And just use my standard craft beer glass. I actually bought these as a set of beer glasses at Canadian Tire. I think it was 6 beer glasses, all different types. Like I have they call this a craft beer. Also came with a Pilsner glass. And another one here. Another one. So if you are a beer drinker, by all means, you should pick them up. And they go on sale every couple of months. So I think it's $30 for 6, but they do go on sale. I think it's like 50% off. All right. I honestly say I don't think I've ever had a Greek beer before. I've had a couple of dark lagers. I find dark lagers are kind of unique. For me, it's almost like a really, really, really light porter or stout. And this has a similar aroma. I think they said caramel, which is common in porters and stouts. Pretty dark, almost like a porter. See how it tastes. Not bad. It tasted like pretty similar to many of the other, the few other dark lagers I had. You get the caramel, like I said, that's common with porters and then stouts. And again, to me, if I didn't know what I was drinking, I'd be kind of a little bit perplexed, thinking I was drinking a really, really light stout or a porter. That's not a bad thing. I mean, I do like stouters and ports. Uh, for me, they have a time and place. They're not my go-to always beer, but they do have a time and place for me. Fairly easy drinking. Um, I know a lot of people, they seem like they're hesitant, I was going to say afraid, but that's not the proper word, hesitant to try porters and stouts. And a lot of people, because their only experience was tasting the head of a Guinness. So if you're in that case and you want to try different beers, I would think this would be a nice one to get started on if you don't want to really go head first into the porters and stouts, but you want to try darker beers. This would be a good start. Pretty easy drinking, as you can tell. So I have to give it a rating. My ratings are always out of 5, with a 1 being a drain port, don't like it, can't finish it. A 2 being, yeah, I'm not a big fan, but I'll finish it. 3 is a good beer, a 4 would be a very good beer, and a 5 would be the best beer ever. And for a dark lager, I'm really enjoying this. As you can see, it's almost finished. Now, it was a small glass, 0.33 liters. So not that much different than a small can of beer. For a dark lager, I'm actually enjoying it quite a bit. That being said, I think I'm going to give it a 4.0, so it means it's a very good beer. Once again, if you don't like dark beers, you probably wouldn't find that the case, but like I said, if you're tempted to try them but you're hesitant, this would be a good one if you can get your hands on it. If not, try any dark lagers, just see what you think of it. Anybody else in the beer club? My buddy James, I know he's the one that, the beer that I get is a dozen beer, 6 different beers, 2 of each, and we're gone half, so I'm curious what he's going to think of the fix. Anybody else in the beer club, by all means, let me know. If anybody's interested in beer club, they're looking for more information, by all means, let me know. I'll give you a little bit of information I do have. I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever other than a customer, so I'll be happy to give you some information. So there you go, folks. I'm going to do, like I said, some extra reviews next couple of days, so hopefully you can join me then. Until next brew, as always, enjoy responsibly. Cheers.